We're at Jimmy's at Vadnais Heights, where the 4th Congressional District Republicans held their convention April 17th.
Hi, thank you all for being here. My name is Bob Carney Jr. I describe myself as a moderate progressive Republican candidate for governor. I ran for mayor, and I attempted to file as a moderate progressive Republican in Minneapolis. You can file either your political principle or your political party in a nonpartisan race. They would not let me use the word Republican as part of my political principle. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I think that it's very important to take a look at what a Republican form of government is and how it should work. And in that, the legislature is the preeminent branch of government. Of the three branches, it is the primary branch. And that's because we have 201 people from all around the state, different backgrounds, representing different interests. And they all come together and deliberate and cooperate, hopefully, and come up with a solution that works for all of Minnesota. And I think it's very important to think about the role of the governor in this. And as I see it, the role of the governor is to help the legislature do that. I think it's a mistake to try to have the governor function as what I characterize as a third house of the legislature. And so I'm committed to work with people of all parties to try to come up with solutions that will work for everybody. I've been over at the legislature about a couple times a week now during the session, and I'm pleased to report that frankly it's going pretty well considering the difficulties that we're in. Senator Larry Pogemiller, the DFL leader in the Senate, is in favor of making cuts for bridging the entire deficit now that we have of the more recent deficit after the one that was at the end of the biennium. And I think that's very important. But we need to make these cuts and decisions by the legislature. I think unallotment is not the right way to do it. And the reason is that each individual legislator is in communication with all kinds of constituencies, different groups around the state. And those cuts can be made more intelligently if it's done by the legislature than by the governor. There is an unallotment reform bill that is in the legislature right now. And it corrects, as I see it, the problems with the current unallotment law. And I am the plaintiff in the first lawsuit challenging the unallotment law on the political contribution refund. I think that's a very important element of our political system, to have people be able to contribute $50. And remember, that is a refund, it's a tax refund that goes to a taxpayer. When you make your contribution on the political contribution refund program, you get a tax refund. It's in the tax law. This is your money. The legislature is saying that if you want to contribute to a political campaign, you can decide how to spend it instead of the legislature. So I think it's very important to preserve that also. And I hope that this unallotment reform bill passes. I will be running in the primary. I'm going to be challenging whoever is nominated on this and other issues. I'm doing so respectfully. I do think we need to control spending. But again, I think it's got to be done by the legislature. I want to tell you about one policy initiative I'm working on. In Minneapolis, I introduced a plan for what I call the Skybox. And I think we need to think ahead for the next 100 years of what kind of infrastructure we're going to be having. This is a map, and the solid blue lines show elevated, all-season, enclosed skyway paths for bicycles, segways, scooters, and so forth. And the idea is to put together a system that reaches enough locations so that people living anywhere from downtown to the Greenway can get by with either one car or one less car or no car. And that will pay for itself with tax increment financing. My website is republicancontract.com, and I've got a 10-page report and a 10-minute video on this. I'm going to be circulating a petition, a nominating petition, and if any of our delegates are willing to nominate me, and you do not have to vote for me at the convention, but I do want to participate in the process and speak to the convention. I'd appreciate it if you'd sign that. I'll pass out my card also. Are there any questions? Yeah. No, this would not be a toll road. This would be a toll-free system. I believe it would be paid for with tax increment financing. The increase in property value that would result from needing one less car or no car would cause property values to go up. That'll pay for it. Any other questions? Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you at the state convention.
Tom Emmer is here.
Tom Emmer is one of the two leading candidates for endorsement at the upcoming Republican State Convention later this month. A little later, I saw him outside of the 4th District Convention meeting hall.
I'm sorry, Beth, what is it? Is it a half hour? Somebody bring in my graphs?
Hey, is he making fun of my Skyby map?